What I'm best known for is the nightlife. I basically make exclusive brands in the nightlife and hospitality industry, kind of mix that's made my brand and my name so popular for its for my discretion and my exclusivity. And it doesn't really matter to me if you're a celebrity or if you're not. Whoever's sitting with me and whoever is inside my club is interesting, fun, and just a good time.
So you've created something so desirable that it's possible to turn away customers.
I would say my exclusivity is based on just by my gut instinct, and I know that I have a very difficult reputation for doing my door. I mean, anyone can be dressed in a skater's uniform, or skateboarders kind of jive, and yet they can't pull it off. So if you're not a surfer and you're a Trustafarian, please don't try to come in with your skateboard and try to hip it. I'm as welcoming to those guys as I am to, geeks and freaks and drag queens and fun people. And mogul's fine, but I mean, if you're coming in, I do remember turning away Mark Cuban, not because we don't like Mark Cuban, but when he comes with 15 guys in golf outfits, that's going to throw my brand off. And our brand is exclusivity, and sometimes our brand is crisis. The most interesting thing for me is meeting people that are polite, elegant, and smile. Choosing someone at the door is not by money, because my brand would be nothing if it wasn't for the constant care of kind of guerrilla marketing, word of mouth, and the caretaking that we do of our patrons, which is pretty much wonderful. The pride of ownership has always been something I've been very, very passionate about. The pride of our product and the end result of the service that we deliver. So it doesn't matter who it is. Every client that comes in our door is a #1 A-list VIP to us. Could be the mother of a busboy, it could be my crazy uncle, it could be our contractor, it could be one of our neighbors in the buildings around us. It doesn't really matter. They're as much fun as George Clooney is, and we love them both. And George would love them as much as we do. And that's the kind of little spark that kind of ignites a really fun evening. It's like where all things connect and collide. Bungalow8 was one of my strongest brands to date, and I think that's the most world famous. The Bungalow8 concept actually came from the Beverly Hills hotels back in the days when you'd have the no-tell motel policy, and the bungalows were actually created first by MGM Pickford and Charlie Chaplin and Laurence Olivier, I believe is the other one. And they kind of went to Beverly Hills, and there was no gold and there was no oil and there was nothing there. There was just that one beautiful hotel where all the Gettys and the Vanderbilts and all of our great iconic American royalty families of the industrial age would go and holiday. So I read the book, The Pink Palace Revisited, and it told me about how Mary Pickford and the whole team colonized Beverly Hills, and they took all of the surrounding areas behind the Beverly Hills Hotel, and they kind of marked them out in plots and threw some bricks on a few of them and put sold signs on some of them and for sale signs on others, and basically ended up colonizing Beverly Hills. So I contacted the artist, and I just ended up speaking to him and said, would you be offended if I took the name Bungalow8? Well, he said it would be fine and an honor. So it was Jeremy Blake, the famous artist, did a great piece for me that went on top of, it was a looped in, gorgeous digital video that he made. And literally we opened Bungalow8 because in Manhattan we go up and we don't have any bungalows. You only have suites. So now we have the bungalow. And the bungalows from the Beverly Hills Hotel is where all the naughty parties were. No Wives Thursdays, Marilyn Monroe and JFK affair, all the greats, all the beauties, all the greatest, Lotharios and lovers were there, kind of mixing behind the scenes, because at that time also the studios would not allow any kind of public behavior, so they kept it, they kept it under the show.
You want to talk some about vinyl?
To me, vinyl just is the epitome of class. It's my retro futura time to bring that rec room vibe, which is your 70s parents' basement or your recreational room, but with a lot better music, because we have a DJ. We actually have quite a lot of albums here. Like, I've got Bruce Willis's, I think 2 or 3 that he made. It's
2 or 3 albums?
Yes.
I thought I only remembered a song. Do you have?
Oh my God, they're around here somewhere. Uncle Mike, who looks like Rick Rubin, but he hates that reference. He's got the big beard. You know, he loves to smoke a lot of weed, as most of my patrons do, whatever. And Uncle Mike is just a legend in this business. I mean, he used to go on tour with Quiet Riot, AC/DC, the Sex Pistols, for many years. And we met through friends. And of course, you know, we're best friends with the Fun Loving Criminals. And every musician and celebrity that's come in is in love with Uncle Mike. I'm obsessed by music. So when I decided, you know, a couple of friends and I were talking about something and about bringing back great music, because I really think it's a lost art sometimes. People get really confused with all the beats and the heaviness of now the EDM, which I appreciate, all cultures of music. But you're losing an essence of a real vibe. And I don't think that that's the music, maybe it's because I'm older, that I'd remember when you remember, you know, very famously, you remember scent or, you know, fragrance when you're somewhere, or you know someone, if you have a waft of fragrance that reminds you of someone you used to love, or maybe not so much. Music is the same thing for many people as well, like the first song you ever made out to.
The same thing, yes.
Right? Mine was Urgent by Foreigner. And
Okay.
Mick Jones loved that. When I told him, I said, thank you so much.
It's the place in the song. It takes you to that spot.
My first concert was Adam Ant.
Okay. Yep.
So it was incredible. And my second was going to see the Police for Synchronicity. And I just feel that it is nostalgic, very much so. I mean, we have 12,000 in our collection now, vinyl, and we keep collecting more and more because we have a rec room in Aspen and in Miami, and there'll be several more coming up here. So the rents just keep going up and up and up, and it's very difficult to maintain that integrity of crowd and that level without charging an enormous amount of money to take a table. And that was never my thing, to have big bottle service, but you know, you just hope that everyone pays. There's been so many fantastic nightclubs that, you know, of yore, and I think that, not to blame anyone, including against in our brand, but the point for us is times have changed, social media. But I think that now you can take a photo of anyone, and we really try to keep that out so many times. But even the celebrities are doing selfies, so how can you tell someone next to them not to do a selfie? You just hope that everyone around you is elegant, and that is the key, and that is what we're known for, is curating the clientele that comes inside. So we're not going to have anyone doofy and goofy, maybe other than myself. When I saw like Buzz Aldrin or Dr. Ruth, and I kind of had a moment of hyper fan and like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Pretty embarrassing, but normally our people do not do that, so.
Okay.
Repeat customers go in all directions. I'm saying it's everything in your life. You always want good marketing and a good review.